They can find me today. I don't really care.
All that stuff, you have to be successful, and we were tonight.
It's always electric. Fans always show up, and man, it's a special place.
I know who I am. I know what this team can be.
Feel a chill in the air, and you know it's basketball season.
We're also further ahead than we've ever been.
I mean, we just have to really find out a way. Like, whatever that is, we have to find a way.
K-Nation, sponsored by 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Tonight on K-Nation, somehow Week 5 of college football's already in the books. Everything you need to know about those Wildcat and Jayhawk football games coming up.
Plus, to help us break down those games, we bring in the one and only Shreyas Laddha from the Kansas City Star. His thoughts on what's next for KU football.
And we've got the slicing and dicing Junction City native himself on the show. Here from K-State running back DJ Giddens, who's having a standout junior campaign.
Well, welcome into K-Nation. I'm Caroline Soro. He's Landon Reinhardt. And Landon, we have a tale of two very different football games to talk about today.
Yeah, little Dr. Jekyll and Mr. How the heck did that game happen this week? We'll start with the fun one. The good one would be hard to understate how well this week went for K-State, and I'll tell you why. Coach Kleiman called last week's game at BYU, quote, embarrassing, and it really was, after mistakes and turnovers compounded. But this week, adversity strikes early. Oklahoma State scores on a flea flicker, and Avery Johnson follows that with an interception. So how do you respond with maybe the best we've seen Avery play in a Wildcat uniform?
Oh, yeah.
5 touchdowns, 3 through the air, 2 on the ground, a lot of improv, completes passes to 8 different targets, tight ends getting fed. Jace Brown gets a 55-yard touchdown. He blew a kiss to the Oklahoma State cheerleaders after that. Here's how the drive summary went after his interception. Touchdown, touchdown, punt, touchdown, punt, punt, touchdown, touchdown. Caroline told me that's a lot of touchdowns.
It is.
After that game at BYU, it makes you feel pretty good.
Things aren't always going to go my way. And the biggest thing, especially from a young quarterback, is how are you going to respond when adversity hits. And I did a poor job last week of responding in adverse times. And a big focus for this week was just not letting any of that type of stuff get to me this week and just going out and playing free and playing my game.
Oklahoma State running back Ali Gordon, one of the best in the nation. He finished 7th in Heisman voting last year because of this. The K-State defense loaded the box to stop the run, challenging the defensive backs to play one-on-one all game. The Cowboys did pass for 364 yards, but only scored on a trick play and in garbage time, while the Cats came up with 2 interceptions.
I'm so proud of our defensive backs, especially those corners and Siegel that are in man coverage all day on 6'4" guys. And I just kept telling Jacob, just keep competing, keep competing. Okay, he gets a holding call, big deal. And that might be the best interception I've seen.
I was telling him all game, if you turn your head around, it's a pick. We challenged ourselves each week that we can play man. And a lot of people doubt that in the world, but we know we believe in ourselves and we believe in our technique. And we feel we're the best DBs in the nation, and we showed that today.
Has to feel good for Chris Kleiman. He's now 2-4 against the Cowboys in his time at K-State.
When 31's got it in his hands, guys, he's pretty dang good.
Good is an understatement, Coach. DJ Giddens looked like an NFL back yesterday. The Junction City native goes for 187 yards on just 15 carries, 12.5 yards per attempt, unheard of when you're a guy that gets the ball a lot. He had that 66-yard touchdown to start the third. Stay tuned. We talk with him one-on-one later in the show.
Awesome.
Yeah, and now we go from a game that was great to a game that felt like a missed opportunity, Caroline.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it was 3 straight losses for KU coming into this one, but only one of those was a conference loss, right? First game at Arrowhead yesterday, so let's see if we can get this one right. And from the start, not too bad. Jayhawks force a fumble on TCU's opening drive and find themselves in the end zone with a toe tap Luke Grimm touchdown. He's pretty good at making those happen. Next possession, Kansas marches 71 yards only on the ground for another score. That was Devin Neal. And 2 teams traded scores with KU down 21-17 at the break. That offense came surging back to take a 24-21 lead right out of the half, but was pretty much all Frog time from there. Despite another forced turnover by the KU defense, they had 3 total. TCU outscored KU 17-3 in the second half after an 89-yard punt return touchdown, followed by a fourth quarter TD and a field goal. TCU ended up winning this one 38-27.
Frustrated, not concerned. Obviously, you don't like to lose. Especially don't like to lose 4 straight. But that's why the importance of having a captain's group, of having an older, mature team to be able to motivate guys and to be able to flush the page, man.
There's no other way to say it but upset. Obviously, that's 4 consecutive games in a row that, comes down to the fourth quarter. And, as much as we try to put a big emphasis on finishing, that's just something that we haven't been able to do. And, I feel like a lot of that is on me.
And Lance Leipold brought up a pretty good point. Jayhawks played without safeties Devin Dye and Mason Ellis, linebacker Logan Brantley, or senior linebacker and team captain Cornell Wheeler. It's a long list. We talked about the stars all off season, but it's pretty hard to win without some of your biggest role players.
Very important.
Yeah, Coach, you had a lot of guys fired up for this season, but what are those emotions like in the locker room right now?
Extremely down, but why wouldn't you be? I mean, if you're not a competitor. You put all this time in. We talk about emphasis and things, and we're not making it happen. And it starts with the head coach. So I'm not getting it done for this program and for this fan base.
This match is the worst start at KU that Lance Leipold has had. That first year, of course, a building block, but since then it was 5-0 and 4-1 to start.
Right.
Jayhawks at 3-1 Arizona State next Saturday. A team that beat Mississippi State a couple weeks back. Game time temp expected to be 101 degrees.
Ooh, and that's a late game, too.
It's going to be a late game, start at 7
p.m.,
but it's going to be hot, a dry heat.
Sure is.
And we are just getting heated up on
Yes,
K
we are.
Nation.
Yes,
Don't go
we
anywhere.
are.
Coming up later, we have men's basketball schedules. That's the word I was trying to find. We'll give you 5 contests we've circled for K-State and KU.
But first, there's pretty much an entirely new team who will be taking the court in Manhattan this fall. How Coach Tang is feeling about his new group after the start of practice. That's next.
I've been looking for something that would be able to make the shingles last longer. I'm looking forward to being able to have extra years without having to replace them. I would definitely recommend RoofMax again, and I've already recommended them to friends and neighbors.
If you've been injured in Kansas, or really anywhere, I'm confident we are going to be able to get your case resolved, because this is all we do is represent injured people just like you.
If you've been in a serious wreck, and if you need me, call. I'm here for you.
From clearing land to building sheds or retaining walls to digging ponds, All Seasons Excavating and Landscape is here to turn your vision into reality. Our experienced equipment operators can create landscapes that increase your property's value. Call All Seasons Excavating and Landscape today.
Is your air conditioner ready for the hot Kansas summer? Is it blowing more warm air than cold air? Even your dog knows it's time to call Ace Heating and Air for a tune-up.
Ace Plumbing Experience.
It's hard to describe the sound of Kansas. At Lewis Toyota, we know you all have different passions. Helping you get to those passions is what drives us. With over 50 years of experience, Lewis Toyota is your one-stop shop for chasing your dreams. Buy local, buy for less, buy Lewis.
All right, welcome back to K-Nation. Hard to believe, amid all the football action, we are less than 40 days from basketball season.
I know, it's crazy when you think about it in those terms.
I'm not ready.
I'm not either, but hey, here we are. K-State men's and women's hoops picked back up in the practice court this week, and let's go ahead and talk about that group that Jerome Tang has cooking over there. Only 3 returners from last season, 1 freshman in David Castillo, and 9 transfer players.
9 transfers.
I know. Jerome Tang is excited to fit those pieces of his new puzzle into place. So now, between now and November, is really just about getting as much out of practice as they can.
Making sure we have the things in that we need to have in and have a plan for getting the rest of it in. And as far as the guys playing together and stuff, you know, I mean, they've been doing it since July. So now it's up to us to figure out in this period of time what how to put them in position to be the best version of themselves and help them understand that.
Well, we're so in the football mindset. That said football, but hey, he's the head basketball coach.
He'd probably be pretty good at it.
Hey,
too,
right? Well, let's go ahead and talk about those men's hoops conference schedules. Then we already knew the opponents, but the dates dropped earlier this week. We picked out 5 big ones, but really, we could have just picked any game on the
Big
schedule,
12
right?
basketball from here on out with this new slate's going to be crazy.
Going to be wild. K-State goes to the home of the reigning conference champ, Houston, on January 11th. Then they head to Allen Fieldhouse just a week later.
Quite a 7-day stretch.
Yes. Then we've got the first meeting with TJ Otzelberger and Iowa State coming on the road. Then Arizona, who went to the Sweet 16 last year, comes to Manhattan, and we'll leave it with a road trip to Cincy.
How about those guys down in Lawrence? Here's a look at some notable conference games for the Jayhawks. Bill Self and co travel to Hilton, Iowa State in January. That Coliseum gets as rowdy as Allen Fieldhouse. They're undefeated in conference play there last year. Then it's at Baylor in February, and of course for the second half of the Sunflower Showdown at K-State on February 8th.
That'll be fun.
The last time KU played in Houston's house, it was a tough outing. Bill Self ejected that game, I believe. They go there again in early March and close the conference slate with the big Arizona Wildcats.
All right, how about some volleyball? KU up to number 7 in the country.
Number 7.
And they open Big 12 play with a home sweep of UCF and a 3-1 win over Houston. Jayhawks are 11-1. That's crazy. That lone loss coming to number 9 Creighton last week.
One of the most fun teams we have to watch. The Wildcats also opened Big 12 play on Wednesday. They fell in 3 straight to Houston, but rebounded on Friday with a sweep of UCF.
Woo!
Bad week to be a Gold Knight if you're playing volleyball in the Sunflower State. The
Should not
Cats
be in
had
Kansas.
47 kills and 59 points in that one behind Liz Gregorski and Meg Brown. That wraps up K-State's long homestand. Cats back on the road at Texas Tech on Thursday. On to the pitch, starting with Nate Lee's Kansas soccer. Jayhawks dominate at home against UCF, winning 4-0. First Big 12 home win this season. Then on the road at number 16 Colorado today, it's a 1-0 loss to the Buffs.
And a couple home games for K-State soccer this week. No wins, but not 2 losses either. Number 25 Texas Tech takes a 1-2 win, while the Cats come away with a draw 1-1 earlier this afternoon.
And how about KU women's golf putting up a dominant performance to win the Red Sky Classic in Colorado this week? Coach Cool was given a contract extension in the summer. And the Jayhawks have now won a team title in back-to-back seasons for the first time in a decade. Pretty cool seeing. She was one of Travis Goff's first hires too.
She was. Yeah, she just got extended. She's got it going on.
All right, stick around. Coming up after the break, catch him if you can. And I was able to catch him after last night's game. Here from Junction City, Blue Jay and Kansas State Wildcat, DJ Giddens, up next after the break.
Is that me?
Nope, it's me, your fireplace. Creosote buildup in my flue can not only be smelly, but it can also be dangerous and cause damage.
Now's the time to have your chimney inspected and cleaned. Call Certified Fireplace and Chimney today.
Established in 2005, Sardo Countertops opened to transform houses into homes and to provide exquisite service throughout the Midwest. The result is a true masterpiece for your home.
Batter up at Play It Again Sports. We offer an extensive selection of new and used baseball and softball equipment from Wilson, Easton, Rawlings, Louisville Slugger, DeMarini, String King, Dudley, Mizuno, Marucci, and Nakona. We have custom uniforms. Try before you buy with our indoor batting cage. Bring in your quality used gear to save even more by trading in and trading up or get cash on the spot. We are buying all day, every day. Play It Again Sports, 21st and Fairlawn in the Fairlawn Plaza Mall.
Score big with super savings at Noller Ford in Topeka. Drive a new Ford Escape 0 down, just $389 a month. Or save thousands in interest with 0% financing for up to 72 months. Why on earth would you shop anywhere else?
Devon James wins.
We're Devon James. As lawyers who focus on serious injuries, we know what really matters.
We've helped people get life-saving care after sudden accidents.
We've been there to restore hope during long recoveries.
And fought to provide a better future to those who need it most.
That's why at Devon James, we fight for everything you deserve.
and we will win your case, or you pay us nothing.
Devon James wins. Call 888-8888.
Need your fireplace inspected? Make sure you and your family are safe this winter and avoid being a statistic. Certified Fireplace and Chimney now has openings as soon as this week. No need to wait months to be seen. Call or text us today to schedule your appointment.
Welcome back into K-Nation. Our next guest needs no introduction, but here's one anyway. Junction City running back DJ Giddens had the tough task of following Deuce Vaughn's footsteps, but he hasn't missed a beat.
Yeah, no, and he's gathered a bit of a cult following in Manhattan. He hardly speaks, but he's an animal on the field. I caught up with DJ Giddens after a 187-yard performance yesterday, and yes, I had to ask him about being turned.
All right, DJ, thanks for joining us. Just to start, to break the ice, how much fun were you having today out there?
Well, I was having a lot of fun. You know, we was passing the ball, running the ball. Can't complain with that, so I was having fun out there.
Do you watch the stat sheet? Do you realize when you're running up the yardage that you're getting?
No, that's one thing I don't do. Like during the game, I don't be knowing how many yards I got, nothing, until somebody will come up to me and be like, oh, you need like 10 more yards to get 100 or something like that. Other than that, though, I just be playing.
Well, what goes through your mind when you see 189 on there?
I mean, it feels cool. I mean, it's cool. You know, 189, just got to keep on going, though. Can't let one game just make me feel like I'd have made it or something, so just keep going.
I got a tougher question for you. Everyone is fired up, excited, pumped up when Dylan Edwards gets here. What's going through your mind? Because you're supposed to be the feature back coming in, and then they bring in this playmaker.
I was happy. I mean, I wasn't mad that he was coming. I mean, I feel like, if anything, the more experience, the more people in the room is just going to help everybody out. Keep pushing everybody, you know, we ain't just going to stay complacent. Keep us motivated to keep going. We learned off Dylan. He probably learned off us, and it's all love.
What have you learned from him?
I mean, honestly, in space, what he could do in space, just trusting his speed, just, you know, running hard. He a hard runner. Sometimes I gotta remind myself that I'm a hard runner too, and when I see him run hard, that make me want to run hard.
I feel like I saw a bit of that today, some jukes in space when maybe in the past you just put your shoulder down. Have you been working on those jukes?
Most definitely. I got to shout out to the scout team all week. They was giving a good look. I used a couple of moves during the week, and I was just trusting it during the game. I ain't think too much about it.
Can I get a Coach Brian Anderson story?
Coach Brian Anderson story? I will say, though, he came up to me today, I mean, after the first drive, after my couple of runs, and I forgot what play it was, but he was just telling me, man, just trust the play, trust the blockers, trust the O-line, trust your speed. And throughout the rest of the game, that's why I was just trusting it, and trusting the techniques we learned. And then, you know, everything just happened for itself.
How has Avery bolstered your game, and what's that relationship like?
Oh, yeah, just really outside of, like, on the field, he doing his thing, and that helped me out as well. He motivated me, but, like, off the field, just seeing him, you know, like, block out the outside noise, keep his confidence, keep on going, keep pushing, trusting in teammates, that's kind of, like, helping me, too, do the same thing.
We know you're a quiet guy and you keep to yourself, but fans have made you a favorite of theirs regardless. How have you taken in the fan support?
Oh, yeah, I appreciate the fans for sure. Anytime they come up to me and want a picture, sign something, anything, it just me going to class and somebody come up to me, you know, I appreciate all that. You know, I ain't never going to turn down the fans and the supporters, but I appreciate that.
What about the two turns? TJ's turn today, has that gotten back to you?
Most def. They still be saying it around the locker room every once in a while, talking about some two-turn, you know. Most def.
Have you heard the comparisons to Kawhi Leonard, and what do you make of that?
Yeah, I be hearing that too, you know.
He's a baller though.
Yeah, he do what he need to do. So I ain't tripping off that. I appreciate it.
Awesome. DJ, thank you so much. Keep on out there.
Appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
Not the point, but if you notice my red knees in that.
Yes.
In the south end zone at K-State, the low's a bit smaller. The wall's a bit smaller. There's fans sitting there, so I'm down on my knees shooting the game there. They were killing me yesterday. Those hot pellets, the turf was hot, so
hey, look at you.
Hence the red knees. Had to clear it up.
You
had the fly going with Jason Mansfield this week. This week it's my red knees.
What can you do?
All right, coming up after the break on K-Nation, what's next for Lance Leipold and Jayhawk football? Kansas City Star writer and KU beat reporter Shreyas Laddha will let you know what he thinks. That's next.
Car wrecks don't just happen from 9 to 5. If you're in a wreck, we're available 24/7.
Don't wait until tomorrow to get the help you need now. In a wreck, need a check?
Patterson Legal is the way to go. Call 431-0000.
Step into a world where possibilities are endless.
At Denali Home Design, we believe in turning your dreams into reality. Witness the transformation of your space into everything you've imagined. Denali Home Design. Inspire, transform, elevate.
Do you ever wonder if you have enough money for retirement? I'm Wendy Horrock with Horrock Legacy Group, where we design unique plans to help you retire with confidence. Reach out today and let us help you enjoy the retirement of your dreams. Those who prepare for a future have one.
Because McCright Plaza has been family-owned and operated since 1975, we are able to make decisions that keep you independent and in the game.
Get a game plan and join the winning team at McCright Plaza.
Get an 11% rebate on everything in Menards. Dutch Boy DuraClean Exterior Paint is a paint and primer in one that's formulated to resist dirt, weather, and fading. A gallon starts at $34.48 after rebate. Maximize your curb appeal with Dutch Boy Max Bond Plus Exterior Paint. It provides max adhesion, hide, and performance. A gallon starts at $47.87 after 11% rebate. Don't forget to check out Dutch Boy's Color of the Year for 2025, Mapped Blue.
Save big money at Menards.
When I look at all these success stories, I cannot help but think it all started by getting my high school diploma.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Car wrecks don't just happen from 9 to 5. If you're in a wreck, we're available 24/7.
Don't wait until tomorrow to get the help you need now. In a wreck, need a check?
Patterson Legal is the way to go. Call 431-0000.
Welcome back into K-Nation. We've had KC Star beat writer Shreyas Laddha on the show in the past to talk Hawks. Now he has to talk about a loss.
Yes, he does. And you've seen his name on the columns, but now he's back on your screen. A friend of the program, we could say. I caught up with him after KU's loss yesterday to break down what's going on with this program. Listen in. Give me a couple things that come to mind for you about this one.
Well, the offense continues to struggle. I think this is the fourth straight game they haven't broke 30 points yet. I think last year in non-con play, they were averaging 46. Jalen has not put together a game where he's thrown for, I think, more than 200 passing yards this entire season. He had a pretty good mistake-free day until 54 seconds left. He throws up a pick. The running backs look good. You know, Devin Neal and Dan Heishaw had a pretty good game overall, but probably could have been used a little more. I think they were the only thing that really had the offense going. It was a really interesting game because Josh Hoover picked apart the KU secondary.
Right.
You know, you have guys like Kobe Bryant and Melo Dobson who are preseason, you know, all Big 12 nominations, and last year they won some accolades. So they haven't looked as good the last few weeks. They struggled against West Virginia last week as well. It just feels like the issues are compounding, you know, for KU. Everything that could possibly have gone wrong has gone wrong, and now Kansas sits at 1-4 and 0-2 in conference play for a team that people had as a dark horse Big 12 contender.
The defense had 3 turnovers and still didn't seem like they could stop TCU's offense. I mean, what were you saying? It just seemed like the pass game was just every single thing was working for the Frogs.
I think the TCU offensive line did a tremendous job in pass blocking. I think KU only had 1 sack all day. Right. It felt like every time that they got to the quarterback, who would step in and just kind of throw a missile for 20 yards, it felt like. And the secondary really wasn't as good as anyone expects them to be so far this year. I think the expectations were, they're at the lockdown corners, and they have guys like O.J. Burrows, and he had a nice game today with that pick. But I just think a lot of what the expectation for what the secondary was last year, they got all these great turnovers, they had pick sixes, and they're not getting these turnovers at the rate they have. And they did a good job this year, or today, really, but getting some turnovers, but it didn't lead to points because they didn't get pick sixes there. And KU's pass rush did a good job of getting to, Hoover at all, and I think that put a lot of pressure on Kobe and Melo and the rest of the guys, and that's where you have a game where Hoover has 356 yards and 3 touchdowns and 2 picks.
For the last couple of weeks where KU's had a lead or at least been close to in the mix, and then all of a sudden the finishing piece of the game just kind of goes out the window, yeah?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. KU has really struggled, I think, in making sure teams don't score at the end of halves, either the first or second half, and it's been their own downfall this year. I think, in all these close games they've lost, you can probably point to different points in each of those games where they say, hey, they could have won that game if they had done X, Y, Z. And this game, I think that was the drive that put them ahead 2 scores for TCU, and I think Kansas just let him, get down the field, march down, and Hoover picked apart the defense, and you have a touchdown. And at that point, you're putting so much pressure on the offense. And every time we've seen the offense get pressure on it, it leads to an interception or a fumble or something or another. So it's like a compounding issue. It feels like everything that could possibly go wrong on both ends did today. And you got to win against Arizona State Saturday. Then you go into the bye week, you try to regroup, you try to get better. You kind of, try to figure out that, hey, is this the second half of the season? See if I can, look at what happened in the first 6 weeks. Nobody, not even a Kansas State fan or a Missouri fan, expected them to be this bad. And, it's become a thing where I feel like until they stop losing, it just becomes like it demoralizes you week in, week out. And I think it's really interesting. KU has really struggled, I think, in making sure teams don't score at the end of halves, either the first or second half, and it's been their own downfall this year. I think, in all these close games they've lost, you can probably point to different points in each of those games where they say, hey, they could have won that game if they had done X, Y, Z. And this game, I think that was the drive that put them ahead 2 scores for TCU, and I think Kansas just let him, get down the field, march down, and Hoover picked apart the defense, and you have a touchdown. And at that point, you're putting so much pressure on the offense. And every time we've seen the offense get pressure on it, it leads to an interception. It feels like everything that could possibly go wrong on both ends did today.
All right, well, we always appreciate Shreyas joining us. He makes a good point. The bounce back session starts next Saturday. You can only talk about the next one. So.
1-4 now, but hopefully only up from here.
For sure. Well, stick with us. More K-Nation comes after the break.
Ready to blitz your home improvement projects? At Messler Roofing, Siding, and Windows, we are here to help you tackle your home upgrades. Call us today and get started on your winning game plan.
Hi, this is voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson. If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, you will be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. For 24/7 non-judgmental support, just call, text, or chat 988.
Fidelity State Bank and Trust, Topeka, empowering customers since 1922.
Many of our small business customers are experts at what they do, but there's simply not enough hours in the day for them to be experts in all the financial services that are available to them. We can be that for them, and that's how we do business right here at home.
Fidelity Bank, we do business right here at home.
It's that time of year again when your electric bill skyrockets. Now is the time to go solar.
On average, it'll probably easily save me $100 a month.
Call Good Energy Solutions today to get a free quote for your home or business.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back into K-Nation. Week 6 coming up for college football, which seems crazy. K-State's on bye, but here's some betting lines.
All right, like you said, K-State off, but KU is a +3, meaning that Arizona State favored to win in their home building. That would make sense. Home team, I feel like, always kind of gets a little bit of an upper hand.
Gives a little bit of boost. Remember, 101 degrees expected to be the temperature when the game starts.
That's crazy for this time of year. But Arizona.
K-State off till next week at Colorado, going to be a big one with Coach Prime. Thanks for watching K-Nation.
Have a great night.
Doesn't matter if they're 4-star, 5-star, whatever. But I've always taken the philosophy of the approach that pretty girl won't dance with you unless you ask her.
I also said that first year we're not going to have moral victories and play things to be close either, and none of us expected it to be this way right now.
You sound like my athletic director now. Gosh dang, you two in cahoots on stuff or what?